You're watching Rock and Roll Rugby, and today we're actually going to be doing an interesting little thing. I've been doing it, I've done 2 previous videos about it. I look at the stats of the Rugby World Cup. Now, we are done with the pool stages, and after the pool stages, we want to see who's been the best performers in this tournament. So let's get into it. So guys, here we go. So at the finishing the pool stages, I mean, it's France's country that we're hosting this whole tournament in, and they are not disappointing. Damien Penaud, now with 6 tries. He's right there. He's right there. And I mean, that's going to be a big achievement if he's able to score 2 more tries in these last, in the playoffs, depending on how far they get. But I mean, if they get past the quarters, he's got a big shot of now taking that record away. And he's only but been outstanding, Damien Penaud. Thomas Ramos, the same thing. Most conversions do not surprise me. This guy just puts it over from anywhere. So outstanding by him. Again, you can say what you want. These are your best players currently when you look at the performance in the pool stages. Bundiaki, 61 runs, got to be the best inside center so far in this World Cup. He's been playing really, really well, and a fabulous guy overall on and off the field. He's up there with the most runs. He was being challenged by a few other players, but I mean, they had some tough games, the Irish, in their pool stages with the pool of death, and still the most runs. So imagine if they had an easier pool. You would have probably had more runs than that. Now we see it's getting to the business end of the tournament. 40 out of the 48 games played. We're going to quarters, guys. It's getting exciting. Most points scored, again, Thomas Ramos, 61 points, 1 try, 19 conversions, 6 penalties. Like I say, this guy doesn't often miss, and deservedly up there. And if you look at these stats, you look at 2 teams that's really standing out. Now, could this be the 2 teams that... I'm a Springbok supporter, as you guys know. We've got the All Blacks still there in contention. You've got a few other teams from the other side still in contention. But you've got to say, out of a statistic point of view, the 2 teams that seem to be standing out the most is Ireland and definitely France at the moment, saying, look, if you look at the stats, they look like the team that is just putting their hand up to say, look, we're here to play. Then looking at the Tongan, Piatau, most offloads at the moment with 9 offloads. Well done to him. Obviously, he won't be able to get more. That's the end of his tournament. But wow, 9 offloads. Great to be having this statistic up here after the pool stages. Most clean breaks. Same guy with the most tries, Damien Penaud. You cannot give that guy space. He uses it so well. He uses his boot quite well to kick where he needs to, and a great player. And again, this is what shows you, the Tongans really played well. Most tackles. Talitui also from Tonga. Most tackles at 69 tackles. Again, the tournament's over, but well done. Featuring 2 Pacific teams here, and you'd think it's going to be Fiji or Samoa. Tonga's the team. They've worked hard, and that's why you see them here. Then looking at your top 5 players, points-wise, Thomas Ramos now starting to get way above the rest when it comes to points at 61 points. But I gotta say that pool was a bit lopsided, and just New Zealand being a tough game for them. The rest of the games, they were able to put up a lot of points. But let's not look for any excuses. This guy is just outstanding. Damian McKenzie, a guy that don't even play from the start in most games, on 53 points, and now in second place there from New Zealand. He's overtaken Johnny Sexton. And this is a guy that didn't even really feature in the first few games in the World Cup. So, I think for Foster, he's really realized that McKenzie is very important to him in this World Cup. Then you got Johnny Sexton with 51 points in 3rd. Then Matsuda from Japan in 4th. Wow, well done to Japan. They're also getting some Matsuda on the board there. And then Ben Donaldson from Australia still in 5th place, which, wow, okay. Then looking at tries, Damien Pinot obviously now in front, overtaking Arundel, and Damien McKenzie scored some beautiful tries as well. He's just come onto the scene and just been outstanding. You got Lewis Rees-Sammet with 5 tries. I felt the Arundel tries, some of them were a bit easy compared to the rest of the guys. He just kind of ran in some of those. But some of his tries, I mean, Darcy Graham scored some blinders in the last few games. Also there, but as we know, Darcy Graham's tournament's over, so there will be no more to be added from him. And then looking at, runs, Bundiaki at the top. Niashvili still in with 52 runs there from Georgia, guys. I mean, wow. It's pretty amazing when you see how well a lot of his teams done. Niashvili has been really good, and Georgia has not been bad at this World Cup. It's tough teams that they play, but I mean overall for certain players they've put their hands up, and hopefully some of these players will now be drawn into maybe the Heineken Cups and all those type of tournaments. Monty Ioane on 48. He had a really, I felt he was one of the standout players in that Italian team. They struggled a bit, but he was really, really good. Gabisi also there, and Mata from Fijian also then, you'd expect that in the runs division coming up there. Then conversions, we know it's Ramos, Johnny Sexton, second with 15, Richie Mwanga and Damien McKenzie both chasing with 14, and then Tommaso Allen from Italy, which won't get any more, so he'll probably fall off, but he was there at the end of the pool stages. Offloads, Piatau again there with 9 offloads, Tongan, and then Paiau from Samoa, offloads. We know Pacific teams love their offloads. Again, Monty Ioane, he was so involved. Quite often, you wouldn't think that he's a wing, the way that he was constantly involved in the game, kind of cutting into the back line and getting some of those offloads away. But yeah, in a way, he's still born in Australia, so that's the style of rugby. The offload style rugby comes from this side of the world, from the southern side. Is definitely where you see more of the offload type game. McFarland with 7, and then Niashvili again on there with 7. He had a really good World Cup. Talitui, most tackles. Here again, you're going to find that a lot of the so-called minnow teams will have the bigger tackling rates because these guys had to work hard. He's the individual of the most tackles at the moment, 69 for Tonga. Nicholas Martins from Portugal. I mean, Portugal played so well against Fiji, 63. Then again, another Georgian, 62, Jalagonia. And then 2 players from Japan, which is Leach and Cornelson, 62 and 56. And then clean breaks, Damien Pinot, as we know, up there. And then you got Bundiaki chasing. He had the clean breaks record for quite a while now. Will Jordan also now starting to feature there. Darcy Graham won't stay on there, I guess. And of course, Storti from Portugal. I mean, for these teams to be able to feature on these and be the top 5 after the pool stages in the world, it's amazing to see these minnow players. Minnow teams, minnow players would not sound right because these guys, some of them are top class. They might play in, so-called second tier teams, but they're really good. To be showing on these stats is amazing. And then the stuff that's not so nice, the yellow cards. Siomnesco with 2 yellow cards. Ditas with 2. It's Romania and Samoa. And then another Romanian, Rosu. Japanese Hori, and then Nostroza, also from Georgia. So generally, is this Georgia? Sorry, Chile. Ditas and Estronoza from Chile. Generally, a lot of the bigger, I'd say the top 8 or 6 teams not featuring here. Discipline is a challenge, I know from a Springbok perspective, they have not conceded any cards, any red cards in this World Cup. so far, and so that a few other teams did not. I think Ireland also did not. Tom Curry then there leading that one with also just one. It's not like he's really leading it. He's just part of many that got one red card. Pinto, Sethi from Namibia, Fifita from Tonga, and Ethan de Groot. And then lastly, going into teams, you can see New Zealand the most points, 253. And now you start seeing that New Zealand's also starting to show, hey, we're here. France in second with 210, Ireland with 190, and South Africa with 151, England with 150, and the most points scored in the pool games. Tries, you see there, New Zealand leading 38 tries. I mean, you can't look past that, far ahead of the rest, with 38 tries versus Ireland 27, France 27, South Africa 22, and Scotland 21. And that's why, you go into these quarterfinals and then you look at a lot of these teams, tries scored, definitely one place where you can never, the All Blacks just got an ability to always find ways to score tries with that back line. They're always so dangerous on broken play, counter attacks, and that's why they're up there, 38. Nothing's changed for the All Blacks when it comes to the way that they're able to score tries. Conversions, again, New Zealand scoring more tries, having more opportunities to conversions, 30. Ireland with 23, France with 23, Scotland with 19. Shocked, actually not shocked, but surprised to see South Africa in fifth still there, with them missing so many kicks at the start of the tournament, but starting to find their form now. Pollard back, Mani Labok's seem to be finding the poles a bit more with 15. Offloads, Scotland most offloads, interestingly enough. I wouldn't have known that. I would not have thought that. And then I would have thought it would be someone like New Zealand. New Zealand with 40, France with 40, Ireland with 39. And look at this, guys. For this team to show up here, it's pretty special. Portugal with 37. Tackles for teams, we see Japan, 670 tackles. Then Wales just behind with 669. Wales at the most for a long time. Japan overtaken them. But we know in the tournament we'd probably have Wales overtake them again, because Wales are going through. The rest of these teams are not. Georgia, Portugal and Romania, with the rest of it, the board there, will all not continue. Clean breaks, this is the thing, guys, what I say. Counter attack, loose play. All Blacks really good at that. Clean break, 64. Not even close, anyone. The closest you could get is Scotland with 45, France with 42, Ireland with 37, and England with 32. And then going on to yellow cards here, you can see per team, Romania having the most. Romania had a tough World Cup, guys. It was a tough one for them. Samoa also with yellow cards, just purely discipline. They had some discipline issues. Chile was struggling in this World Cup. Namibia had a tough World Cup so far. 4 yellow cards, and then Fiji also constantly have to watch that, also 4 red cards per team. Last stat here, guys, 2 reds for Namibia, Portugal 1, Tonga 1, Samoa 1, England 1. So yeah, with the red cards we see Namibia the most. Tough if you have to be tackling so much to not make mistakes, but generally very, very interesting stats here. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at all these stats. And now we're going to the business end, guys. It's the quarters. Some of these stats now, certain teams obviously will keep growing, where the rest will, that's the end of their tournament, so their numbers will not increase. I am very curious to see if Damien Penaud can get that, beat that record with their try record. In this World Cup, how far will France continue? The same for Arundel from England. And Mackenzie has got a really good shot as well. Louis Rees-Sammet still in there with a shot. They all have 5 tries. So still very curious to see who's going to be the player. I still believe there's going to be a player. It's going to get a lot harder to score tries now. So guys, if you enjoyed my video and you enjoy my videos in general and you're still watching, you're not subscribed, please let me appear on your home screen. Hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to the 3,000 subscriber mark, and only you can help me get there. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.